With the furring in place, we're ready to begin the trim and siding. We'll focus on the lower half first, starting with the corner boards, which I pre-assemble. First, I beveled the edges of each board on the table saw. Then I join the halves together with trim screws and break the corners with a quick pass of the block plane. Corner boards are especially susceptible to moisture from the ground, so seal the end grain with at least 2 coats of primer. I butt each corner board tight to the underside of the sill and fasten it with ring shank nails. As long as the corner boards are installed plumb, the skirt boards that run between them should fit squarely without any gaps. Since trim boards aren't always the same thickness, you may have to cheat the skirt boards out a little bit with shims so they're flush with the corner boards.
Okay, so above our skirt board we're going to put in this wooden drip cap. Just rests right on top and gets a couple of nails right through the back and down into the skirt.
The drip cap helps direct water away from the skirt board and also spaces out the bottom edge of the first course of clapboards.
Okay, now we want an even exposure between our courses of siding. So what I'm going to do is measure from the top of my drip cap to the underside of my sill, and it's just shy of 32. Now, a 4-inch exposure makes that really easy. We'll just do 8 courses. Now I want to measure that and mark it on a story stick, which I can use to transfer those measurements all around the building. Now, I have a 4-inch exposure between courses here, but that will mean that I'm making my mark on the face of the trim, which is not really going to help me when I go to put these pieces in. So instead, I shorten this first one by the height of this lip. So instead of being here, I'm here. And now I can get in here and make my marks. And then I can continue around the corners of the building.
The clapboards are cut just a hair longer than the space between the corner boards so that I can spring them into place for a snug fit. Remember to prime all cuts and fasten the pieces with a single nail at each framing member.
Okay, now in order to make our last course fit, we had to rip it down to the exposure, which is 4 inches. Okay, I've gone about as far as I can go with the lap siding on the bottom half of the building. I can't do this end until I have my uprights around the door, because that's really what I'm going to butt the siding up into. Okay, with that last clapboard in place, the lower half of the building is done. Now we're going to move to the upper half, which is board and batten siding.